Hey, buddy. What are you doing? I like how you can just pull out the pasture and Dunbar didn't even move. I run this place. I don't have to get up. You're in peace. I'll leave you alone. Is that Joe? Say hey, Joe. Who is the sire of these calves? The only two in here, Dunbar got kind of screwed out of this deal, but the only two in here that could be Dunbar babies is going to be Flo. Kit and Flo and Big Joe came together whenever I purchased them back in 2020. But so we had Flo with Dunbar, and then I believe we had Eleanor with Dunbar. Is that right, Dunbar? I know he was mad at me for a while because we moved him up to the top and we let Big Joe, if you don't remember, just not join us. We swapped bulls last summer, right before breeding season, or right when breeding season we thought was starting. We actually switched to bulls. We let Big Joe out in the pasture, and then we brought Dunbar up, and we put Big Joe down here in the big pasture, and he was able to be with these cows. What that means is he should have bred 6 out of the 9 cows in this group right here. And we won't know exactly for sure because breeding season could have hit a little bit earlier, and Dunbar could have done his duty before we even swap bulls. So it's very possible, because the ones in May, you can go back and count how long is the gestation period. I always say about as long as a woman. With that, he heard me talking about him, so he's up now. He's interested. I'm going to get a little bit closer back, even though he's pretty good. Typically doesn't do anything. What are you doing, buddy? So the only way to really know if these are Dunbars or Big Joes, which I think most of them should be Big Joes, is to pull hair and actually send their DNA samples off to UC Davis. You can get hair pulled from the tails of your bison. There's a certain kind of method to it. Doc does it all for me, but you can get hair pulled from their tails whenever you work them and you got them in a squeeze chute. You can pull their hair. They do the DNA testing for parentage, linkage, and they will run the analysis on it, and they can try to figure out who is the dam and sire of whatever animal that you are wanting to test for, or whichever animal that you are interested in finding out who their sire or dam is. Who's the mom and daddy, basically. So once you send their samples off and that DNA is tested and you have that certain animal, that particular animal in that system, that animal will be in the system where I could link up to a whole nother producer in a whole nother state, depending on where is Dunbar from. You can go back, and if Doc has registered his dams and sires of Dunbar, then I can link up to where Dunbar came from. And so it's pretty cool. I could get into it, and I don't even know everything there is to know about doing the Bison registration. But it is pretty neat, and we're going to keep doing that. And the more people that do it, we'll be able to see where the linkage is. You never know. Some of these animals could come from a national park. They could have Yellowstone blood in them. They could have Custer State Park blood in them. They could have Teddy Roosevelt National Park blood in them, which we do have one of those, and that's Dakota. You just never know where your animals could actually be from, and you can pinpoint it back. But that would be the only way to really test, and that takes time because we won't be able to pull hair on these calves until we wean them, which is in the fall. So October, November, December timeframe, when we pull these calves off their mamas to wean them, we will be able to pull hair, send it off to UC Davis, and then we wait for the results to get back. That takes a while. Look at this guy.